Hi friends, welcome to week 2 of summer school. For today's math, we're going to be doing 3-digit subtraction with regrouping. So last week we focused on 3-digit addition with regrouping, and addition means you add the numbers together. So this week we're going to subtract, which means you take away numbers. So for example, if you have 5 people in the car and 3 people get out, that's 5 minus 3 equals 2. That means you subtract. So for 3-digit subtraction, it will look just like addition, but it has a different sign. This is called the minus sign. And we have the hundreds, the tens, and the ones place, just like when we add. And we still start in the ones place, just like when we add. So that stays the same. You just don't add, you subtract, you take away. So something that I like to remember when I'm doing my subtraction is if there's more on top, no need to stop. You can just subtract it. You can do 5 minus 3 is 2. But if there's more on the floor, then you need to go next door and get 10 more. So in this problem here, is there more on top or more on the floor? There's more on the floor, so we need to go next door and get 10 more. So I'm going to get my whiteboard and show you how we would do that, and we'll practice together. Remember, in the video you can pause it and try to see if you can do it. Otherwise you can just follow step by step. If you want to get paper and do it with me, that would be perfect, so that you can learn it at the same time. So let's do 973. I always like to say my number, make sure I put it right. 973, and then I always say minus, as I'm drawing my sign, 425. So here's my problem. 973 minus 425. It's always important to look for these signs because you never know if it will be a plus or a minus, and you need to know what you need to do. So this week we're all doing subtraction. Okay, so my first step is I'm going to label so I remember which place to start in. We start in the ones place, and then the tens, and then the hundreds place. Okay, so the first thing, more on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. So we said for this one, we need to go next door and get 10 more. So since I don't have enough here, 3 minus 5. If I have 3, I can't take away 5. I only have 3. So I need to go to my neighbor next door, and I need to take 10 from him. So my 7, which is actually 70, 973, becomes a 6. I took 1 away, which is actually 10. Now it's 963. So I'm going to put my 10 over here. So my 3 becomes a 13. All I did was move my 10 from the tens place, and I put it in the ones place. So now I have enough to do my problem. So now I can do 13 minus 5. So the numbers get a little bit bigger once you add that 10. So if you need to, draw 13 and cross out 5. So you can draw 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then cross out or erase 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then count up how many are left. 5, 6, 7, 8. 13 minus 5 equals 8. You can also count it back. 13 minus 5. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Okay, my next one, now this is not a 7 anymore. It's not 973, it's 963. So it's 6 minus 2 equals 4. And again, if I didn't know all of my subtraction facts yet and I wanted to double check, 6 minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 2. I have 4 left. 6 minus 2 equals 4. And my last step is to subtract my hundreds place. 9 minus 4 equals 5. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 left. So my total is 548. Nice job. We're going to try another one because that can be a little tricky with going next door, borrowing from your neighbor. So our next one is 456 minus 238. So let's see what we have. So remember, we start in the ones place, and then we check more on the floor, go next door, more on top, no need to stop. 6 and 8, which one is more? Yes, the 8. So we need to go next door because if we have 6, we cannot take away 8. So we're gonna go to our neighbor, which is a 5, and take a 10. So now it's a 4. I'm gonna erase this so I can just write up here. I didn't leave enough room. Now it's a 4, and I'm moving my 10 over. So some people like to just put the 1 here, like 16, or you can just cross out your 6 and write 16 up here, like I did on the previous problem. So we have 16 minus 8. So again, if you need to draw it out, that's fine. 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Take away 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. 16 minus 8 is 8. And I could even check. 8 plus 8 equals 16. I can add to figure out if it's the right answer. Okay, now my tens column, 4 minus 3 equals 1. And my last hundreds, 4 minus 2 equals 2, 218. So all we had to do here was borrow 10 from our neighbor, and we moved our 10 over and changed the 5 to a 4 since we took 1 10 away. Nice job. $233. Alright, the last one I'm going to show you is just a different way if you want to draw it out. So we have 233 minus 116. So on the other side, I drew an HTO chart, and I drew out 233. 233. So here's 100, 200. These are tens. 10, 20, 30, and 3. 233. And it wants me to take away 116. So I need to go next door and get 10 more. So I'm going to take my 3 and change it to a 2. And then this becomes a 13. I add a 10. So here we're moving our 10 over here. So now we have 2 10s, and this moves over. So now we have 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we only have 2 10s, and we have 13 ones. So now we can do 13 minus 6. 13 minus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 5, 6, 7. And then we have 2 10s. Take away 1 equals 1. And 2 minus 1. 2 hundreds. Take away 1 equals 1. So our answer is 117. So we could draw out our bigger number on top and then take away each place with our drawings. And then we can see how the 10s move over and how I took a 10 and moved it to my 1's place. So I didn't get rid of it when I crossed out my 3 here. I moved it over so I had enough to take away 6. So on your portfolio today, you're going to have some problems, so you'll definitely need to write out your answers on some paper, and then you'll be able to see if you need to go next door or not. If you need to do the drawings and you want to go back in the video and see how I drew mine, then you can draw it as well. And remember, if 13 minus 6 is hard for you to subtract in your head, you can draw out 13 and cross out 6. Or here, I drew out 13 and crossed out 6. So if you want to draw your HTO chart, you can do that as well. All right, have fun doing your problems today. Make sure you message me if you need any help. And once you post your answers, I'm going to type back to you and tell you how you did. And I hope you have a really awesome day. Keep up the awesome work. Bye-bye.